Hi YouTube, how are you today? I hope you're doing good. Um, I'm okay. I'm thinking about going outside. It's a little windy. Doug said it's like super freezing out. So, as far as the wind, he said the sun is nice. And I did close my drapes today to see if well, there's shears and curtains, but I put the shears closed. Hopefully, it'll make the lighting a little better so you can see my eyes when I'm talking to you. That's a important thing to me. If people look away or have sunglasses on or whatever type of shady thing like that, won't look me in the eye, I won't even want to talk to them. So, um, yeah, I can see my lighting is going on and off. That has a lot to do with outside. There's some big trees, and when the branches move, the sunlight, fluctuates. So that's what that is. So, um, my kitties like their house. It doesn't look like too many of them are coming out today. I saw one out there, but just because I have some food outside and inside, some different types. So, yeah, there. One of them was just out eating, but I'm pretty sure she'll go back in if it's as cold as what Doug says it is. So, oh, this morning he made a mistake with me, telling me how these people think we're slaves and have for thousands of years, and it's like, if anybody thinks I'm a slave, you better come and tell me to my face. And when I get through mopping the floor with you, you can stay down there and clean that floor. you know, Actually, I was talking to him and he knew that. And he needs to clean up after his cat. So, so I just thought it was sort of funny. He didn't say anything, he just sort of walked away, you know. So, yeah, I did sleep a little better last night. Although today my hammering arm does work, and then Doug did remind me of something that is true. The quality of the nails that we have. I was using some roofing nails, and then I had some 4 penny nails for tying in things, toenailing and whatnot. So, yeah, them roofing nails, they're not even sharp. They're like you go to pound and they bounce off the wood because the tip of it isn't the quality that nails used to be. So when I was a kid, that was one of my jobs, pulling nails out of old boards for my dad and straightening them out, and even with straightening it out, the integrity of the nail was still really a quality nail. But nowadays they're just not like that. I was going to straighten some out last time Doug and I were working together, or the time before. He said don't even bother. So you know but we just happen to have a bunch, well, like a bucket of different ones. I mean, not different ones, but ones from long ago, versus the ones that you can buy today is a whole different caliber. So, yeah. So yeah, today's not a bad day. I'm kind of gearing up for. Oh, did I say yeah? So my hammering arm is sore from probably, and yeah, and then when he said that about the nails, it is true. The first time yesterday I went to smack a nail in and the thing bounced off. Another one bounced off, and then I'm like aggressive with it. Ew. And I finally got it. But just usually to set it, just one tap would set a nail, and then you can drive it in with a couple smacks. But these things, they're not like that. So, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, gearing up for tomorrow to make a turkey and stuffing and sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, and gravy, and a can of cranberries. And I don't care about the cranberries as much. I like the frozen ones and homemade ones, but I'm not doing that this year, but I used to do it a lot, but not not this year. So yeah, I had a kind of a healthy supper last night. I had a hamburger and a salad, which really oddly, um, I put ranch dressing on it. I was craving it. I didn't used to even really like ranch dressing all that much, unless I made like a big. I used to take all kinds of fresh vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and celery, and whatever, and cut them up and put them in my big salad bowl, and then dunk them in ranch dressing. But I just had a craving for a salad with ranch dressing on it last night. So, yeah, that was good. Like I say, that's not usually my go to salad dressing, but I don't know. It was really great. So, might want that again tonight. Something with it, I don't know. Hard boiled eggs, maybe? Nah, then I'd have to hard boil them, and I have enough to do. If the pump comes on, I don't think it will. I think I'm done with the dishwasher making noise. But if the pump comes on, I'll just speak up a little louder. So, but yeah, that really got me how anybody on this planet could literally think they rule over other people or that somebody is a slave to them. It's like this crap has got to end, you know. Not just for myself, but I mean everybody in this slave system, you know. On Robin's Hood channel, he's got a great system thoughts of how there's enough houses and cars for everybody. Then if you worked like 4 hours a day and got paid double, or even like 2 10-hour days or whatever through the week, and then the rest of your time is your time instead of sleeping the 30-year life, and then working over a 30-year life, and then the other third is getting prepared for sleeping or eating. Where's your relaxation time or your fun time? You just really don't have any. That's why I've kind of always been a rebel and started making my own businesses when I was a little kid, because I'm just not one to be ruled over. You know, I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell it like it is. When you're smart and you can do things for yourself, what do you need other people for? You know, and if you can barter with people and open your mouth and talk, hey, you need this, I need that, and we'll work together, and you can do that type of thing. You don't need no government. We don't need babysitters on this planet. That's ludicrous. It's stupid. You know, it really makes no sense. I mean, I understand. Okay, if it's a big company like a car manufacturer, or um, factory work for like distributing food or that type of thing, I could see where you have to have leadership skills and be able to get things distributed around the world. But um, instead of having like postal outlets, we could have distribution outlets for people if you were in the mood for like dairy or whatever, or maybe like trading centers, or, you know, so it's just like um, flea markets, or where people will have like food in their stands and sell it, and they get charged to sell it there. First they have to grow it, then they have to have, like, if you have like um, any mechanical equipment, or animals that you have to care for every day, you know, everything you're paying like double for all the way down the line. It's just like these shots that they're giving everybody. Okay, first the people pay for the science and the scientists to produce these things. Then they want to charge you for that thing. And then they don't want to be responsible if anything goes wrong with that thing. They don't want to let out the information and the studies that have to do with that thing until like 50 years down the line and dole it out a little bit at a time when the people in the United States already paid for that um, science to be, you know, to work. I mean, so we could know what's safe and what's not safe for us, and they're not letting us know. I mean, the people have already paid for this. Then they're going to really pay for it by, well, my opinion, like I did, by having the swine flu shot and being injured and nobody helping me, and then trying to hide my records, you know. So that's some low life stuff right there, you know. And then telling me that it's an unknown fluke. Yeah, it's a fluke, all right. A fluke that people haven't caught on to their shenanigans before this. And oh, and that's what I was telling Doug. Doug's like, well, 1,000 years and the people are finally waking up. I said, nobody was asleep. I said, God gave these people a certain amount of time and their time's up. I said, they were fully awake before. They were just being kind about it because that's who they are in their souls. Like, I'll repeat, nobody's sleeping. What an insult. You know, you have God in your heart and you're not aggressive towards another human being and you don't treat somebody like a slave. That's not asleep. Or, and it's passive up to a certain extent. It's just that the time for being passive about these types of things has ended, you know. So, asleep my butt. Nobody's asleep. I was fully awake when I was a little kid, and I knew people had just adopted me so somebody would be around for them when they were elderly. And you know what? I would have been if they hadn't have been such dirty dogs. But when you act dirty around me, I don't want you in my life, and there's nothing you can give me or buy for me that I want that means anything to me that's going to make me lower my standards. That's a fact, you know. So there's a certain amount of time going on in my life where I'm ready to walk on all of it, and I don't care. I really do not care. I mean, I'll make my way. I always have. So it's just going to be like one day, you know. And for those of you that don't know, years ago, I Doug spent a night in jail, and I reported some abuse that he was involved in towards my child and towards me, and went to a women's, not to a shelter. I didn't stay there. I went and reported the abuse and documented it so it wouldn't happen again. And he is on probation right now for he's a criminal for that driving ticket. Wow, they put him on a probation. I was like freaking surprised. Wow. Now he's a badass like me. Poor guy. Right. No, I mean, whatever happens, happens. But I told him, oh, so you mean to tell me if you're doing something illegal and I see it and I call the cops that they're going to put you in jail and revoke your probation? I said, you better take it serious. I would, you know. Yeah, I was on probation when I was 17, and my probation officer helped get me off that and helped me get emancipated from my parents. I divorced them because they were not right in their heads, you know? So, yeah, they kept calling the cops on me every time I'd run away. And it's like, what? I mean, she told me, don't let the door hit me in my ass when she said something about if I wanted to leave, you know. And then so I did. And they call the cops on me again, have a APB out on me. Every cop in the state or whatever looking for me all over the place. It's like, why keep calling the cops on me and then throwing me in juvie, you know? Like I was some kind of criminal for not wanting to take abuse, you know? That's, it doesn't fly in my book, you know? So, anyway, that was a long time ago. And I never would have been in the system at all if they had just left me alone, you know. One of my first jobs was a pretty good job working for a trucking farmer, packing carrots in a bag, in boxes, and having them shipped out. And then we got paid piecework. How many carrots did we, how many pounds, you know, if they were 2 pound bags or 1 pound bags or whatever, you know. Piecework is what they called it. But I worked for them 2 different times. I had left the state and then come back and worked for them for another time. And I have a few jobs like that around where people said, hey, you ever come back around, let us know you have a job, you know. So that's because of my work ethics, you know, doing a good job and not causing no problems, just working hard and minding my own business, you know. So just kind of talking about what's on my mind today, just little things here and there, you know. Yeah. We got a Nissan Altima SE coming in probably about a week, which will be a pretty good car. It's got low mileage, and we're trading it for a van that we have, and it's a big aluminum van. And this guy is and his brother are food. And well, they're chefs. They both went to the school of Cordon Bleu and for chefs, and so they're gonna sell something out. And I could hear him over the phone, like, "We'll come down and we're barbecue," you know. And I'm thinking, well, if you want to barbecue out there next week, maybe it will be nice. I don't know. I'd start up the grill for them, and they can take it from there. You want to grill something, go for it. I'm not gonna. I might have grilled once this year. I used to do it quite often, but Doug brought home some wrong. Well, I'll get like oak going for coals, and then I wanted some mesquite chips, but it didn't say chips on there. It's pellets, and it's for smokers, like funky smokers, like with the gas grills and those types of things. And I burnt some of them. Well, see, the wood chips you put in water and you soak them, and then when you put them on your coals, it smokes. These things, I have no idea what they're made out of. And then it said made out of North American woods. It's like woods. First off, mesquite is growing mostly in the south and beyond, which is actually the plant itself is more native to the southern United States, which is still, yes, North America. But when it says North American hardwoods, mesquite isn't a tree either, it's a bush. So when it said all this funky stuff on this package, I have no idea what's in it, but when I tried to use it, it didn't smoke. It didn't want to light. It looked like it had particles of paper in it and different things. It's just some really weird stuff. It is not wood. So I don't know if any of you have used any pellets like that, but they're not my favorite. So I got like about, I think it's about a 20 or 30 pound bag of these things. I don't know. But now I got some new stuff. Oh, and then I have like walnut chips and I have pecan and I like apple wood and cherry wood. Those are really good with chicken and fish. I don't know if you've ever grilled shrimp. Oh, they're phenomenal out on the grill. Um, the last time I did that, we just sat out by the bonfire and I grilled them and we just sat and ate them by the fire and threw the tails in the fire and they were so delicious, just incredible. So just a snack by the bonfire. I have troubles with stuff like that though because my OCD makes me want to wash my hands. I cannot stand being gooey. I just really don't like it. Used to be when I'd go out, I mean, I always used my sleeve. I hoped I had a long sleeve, excuse me, or the front of my shirt to open a door and people would look at me weird and it's like, and I'd look weird right back at them. It's like, whatever, maybe you like it, but I don't, you know. So, and I've said it before, people eat stuff and jump in their cars, grab their remotes, their phones, everything with food on their hands. Within 24 hours, that bacteria starts turning into the same bacteria that is feces. So you have literally everybody's crap all over the world. And now they're wearing masks and pretending that they're afraid of germs. It's like, what? I was like years ahead of you. Decades. That's just hideous to me. You know what I mean? Grab something. It's like when I was, well, I owned a body shop and we still do, but then I worked at a place called Perry's Auto Salon detailing cars. And I was always amazed at how dirty people's cars were on the inside. Just the handles, the steering wheel, their stereo, the seat belt buckles. Not a good job if you have OCD, or maybe it was, I don't know. It's like another time I worked cleaning a convention center, part of a Sheridan Ritz out in Billings, Montana, and I'd clean off the dance floor at night. It was really cool hardwood, kind of inlaid and round, and they had a disco ball, and it was really super beautiful. But I mean, I don't mind cleaning jobs because then I can make everything sparkle and it's pretty. I don't mind like that. And I never did feel like it was beneath me to have a cleaning job. So, but it fed my child. Unfortunately, I left my child at home at night with his father, and bad things happened to my child. So that was the unfortunate part about that. I had stitches when I gave birth to Luke, and I went to work still. My stitches were not healed, and I was still bleeding from the inside out. And I still would carry like big bags of garbage down to the trash in that convention center and things like that, and then walk to work and walk home. And one time on the way home, I had wished that I had would find something because I had found like a crescent wrench or something on the way home one day, and it was really cool. And then one time I found like a $5 bill or whatever, and I really needed it. And my one cat I called AC Bear. He was a black long haired cat. had followed me to work, and I found him dead on the way home. My ex had let him out, and he followed me. So that was not a good find. That's one of them. Be careful what you pray for. Maybe your words have to be explicit, you know. So, God, he was a cool cat. I gave him away up in the mountains, and where I lived, I had to move down into the city to find work because just where we lived, everything was falling apart up by the oil fields. And I worked in an antique store, and the elderly woman that I worked for and rented from, her younger husband by about 20 years, which was gross, and he was gross, was taking advantage of her. So it wasn't a good situation. Anyway, so I had given AC away 12 miles through the mountains. The next spring, I heard him in my yard. And it's like, okay, you're not going nowhere now. If you're going to walk back 12 miles, and he was just a baby when I gave him away, not even 6 months old, like maybe 4 months old. And then he was about maybe 7 or 8 months, maybe 9 when he came back. It's like, dude, you love me that much. I'll keep you forever, you know. And like when he was born, it's about as big as a lighter, you know. And then he got a little bigger, and I would take my lighter and I would put it down by his tummy, and he was so strong he'd grab onto it, and I could lift him up the couch, and then I'd go like this and boing him, and it would then he'd go ah, you know. It was so funny. He was just the coolest little kitty. So his mom was neat too. I did keep her, but I had to give her away, and my dog, my Irish setter, when I moved because I didn't have a car, and I had to decide between getting on a bus with my child or keeping the dog. So it was a really painful thing. And looking back, I don't think that dog got a home. I think my ex did something to him, but that's just really how he was. Can't prove a thing, just my instincts, you know. Just a sickening feeling. He hated that dog. He was so jealous of it. He was jealous of everything and everybody. He just one of them type of people, you know, if we call them people, you know. So, you know, there's more to that story too, but I'll just leave it there for today. It's just too gross to talk about right now. So, yeah, what a jerk. Evil. So, anyway, I always like to train kitties like a dog. And what's really cool about that outdoor kitty is I can put my hand out and say, stay there, and she'll sit down and watch me walk away. It used to be that all of them, her and her kids would race me to the porch to see if I had treats. Now all I get to do is put my hand out, and she sits like a good girl. That's how sweet is that, you know? Not a lot of kitties are like that with that respect. My Bathsheba that I had for 21 years um, died right around my birthday. Then my horse died a month later. Then my dog. It's like, wow, that's just too much. But yeah, she was a really smart cat. Super, super smart. So, but this one, she's just as equally as smart. Doug's cat, Bob, he's a smart one too. So yeah, cats are smart. I love all animals, really. Mostly, I think, you know. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm thinking about going out, and I'm gonna we have a LED light that we're gonna put up in the ceiling of that kitty house. So then I'll be able to show you what it's like in there. I might later, I don't know. I don't have things set up the way I want them. And I'd like to show you when it's all like absolutely done. So I don't know. I'll see. Maybe I'll show you the progress, or maybe not. I like I say, I want things to be set, and then I'll show you how they're gonna go through the winter. At least they have a big enough area with the box truck being connected, and I've got a see-through panel for them that's made out of fiberglass where the sun comes through the box truck on the west side. So that'll heat that up for them, and they have like a play area, and it's I think 12 by 18, and then there's two areas 12 by 18, so they're not going to be totally just cooped up like some outdoor animals might be. All they can do is sit where they are just to keep warm. It's like I hate seeing stuff like that. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful night or day wherever you're at, and thank you for joining me. Peace.